Greetings, I'm Rob Chapman. Let's get into 5 ways to know if your technique is basic or maybe advanced. And don't worry, because if you feel like you're falling prone to some of these little pitfalls, then the next guitar lesson I will talk you through how to eliminate all of these issues. Let's get into it. Technical issue number 1, and I would say that the majority of the people that I taught guitar to many moons ago had this one problem all the time, and it is unwanted string noise. For example, here is a note being played with the correct technique. And you'll hear that it slowly turns into kind of a nice saturated harmonic feedback. Here is the same note with incorrect technique, nothing being muted or dampened. And what you're hearing is a beautiful cacophony of everything possible in this physics system vibrating and sympathetically resonating along with my one intended note. This is pretty much the most common mistake that I see with guitar players. Number 2, and I cannot help but kind of slightly ick internally when I hear this, and it's not the fault of the people that do it, it's purely something that you learn over time, and it is bending out of pitch. It's one of those things that you just have to spend time with a tuner learning how to get that muscle memory and bend into pitch. For example, here is a bend of a tone. And here is a bend of a semitone. It just takes time for the feedback of the hand to meet the ear so that you are consistently listening to what the playing is doing rather than just relying on kind of a false muscle memory of where you feel the note is. And that's really what the issue is there. Number 3, pulling off to a slightly sharpened note. Now, this happens for one reason only. When a person is hammering and pulling, when they're thinking about the pull, they're thinking so much about pulling that they pull with both fingers, and the result is this. And you get that second note being pulled as well, rather than this thinking about pulling and this thinking about being stationary, or maybe even countering it with a very slight push, like a mental push. And then you get one note which fluctuates and one note that stays rock steady. Let's talk about vibrato, shall we? So the number 1 aural sign of a great guitar player is thick, deep, ringing vibrato. Somebody like Captain Lee has amazing vibrato. And it really comes from understanding the mechanics of the way the arm moves using bigger muscle groups. And there are 2 or 3 different ways of doing vibrato depending on the note you're playing, the finger choice you're using, but basically you should be able to choose whether your vibrato is shallow or whether it is deep. And also you should be able to place vibrato on the end of a bend, like this. Some people do it with the back of the palm away from the guitar, and some people do it with the hand in place, like this. Doesn't matter what the technique is, as long as you have choice in the kind of vibrato you are doing. Nobody wants to hear the kind of Fergal Sharkey quick on every single note, because it's the only thing that the hand is allowed to do. And once again, this is normally down to a feeling that the player isn't listening to, that they think is giving the technique required. Okay, number 5, and the final one, is missing when you slide to a note. This is quite common, and what you'll find is players who suddenly learn the 5 positions of the pentatonic, and they'll be doing some kind of cool blues jam kind of thing. Let me see, I've got this kind of nice effect. So I went from position 3 and I slid up to position 1. Quite a lot of the times when I'm seeing junior bands kicking off, starting out, they'll go for one of these big slides and they'll overslide or they'll underslide and just miss the mark. Now this is, again, a lack of measurement between the ear and the hand. It's a muscle memory thing they're trying to do, but they're not paying attention with their ear to the movement of the hand and therefore the notes they're going through. Because, for example, if you spend your whole time learning on a Telecaster and then you end up gigging with, I don't know, 25.5 scale length or something baritone even, everything's out. So the only true measurement is listening to the note that you are playing. Those are my 5 clues that somebody's technique is basic and could use some development until they become advanced. And in the next lesson, I will give you all of the keys to all of the Lamborghinis to correct all of these technical issues. Which of these do you think you have a problem with, if any? Are you the perfect technical god? Have you got this all down completely? Or do you think you could use a little bit of tweakage? Let me know in the comment section below. And don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and do all the correct things to appease our soon-to-arrive AI overlord. AI! Chappers out. Oh, wait a minute, you're still here. I just wanted to say thank you so much for following, liking, commenting, being a part of this YouTube channel. For some of you, over like a gargantuan number. Oh, sorry, I dropped my phone and you're looking at this beautiful Ghost Fret classic. For some of you, a massive amount of years. I've been doing this for like 15 years. And I know that sometimes the algorithm doesn't allow my content to be spread around the planet quite as much as I would like. But I do notice the regular people who watch and comment and take part in the content that I produce, which I make because I enjoy making videos. For me, it's just something that, you know, a couple of times a week, I like to sit down and shoot a video for you. I recognize the people who were there clicking and commenting and liking, and I see familiar faces and familiar names. It means a lot to me. So I just wanted to say thank you so much. I really appreciate it. If you get the chance to see me somewhere physical, please do say hello. I know that some of you do. And I can't wait for you guys to take a listen to some of the new music that I'm releasing this year in the Rob Chapman project band. I have a whole live album coming out of stuff, kicking off with a track called Somnophobia, the fear of being asleep, which launches on the 1st of June. It's a renaissance of the prog progressive rock stuff that I used to write for Dorje. I think it's going to surprise quite a few people because it's quite heavy, quite down-tuned, and yeah, it's about time, really. Anyway, listen, thank you. I appreciate you. Take it easy, and Chappers properly out this time. Bye.